coming to you live. I think my game, it's okay, it's a little bit high, but it's okay. From Barton Point Nature Reserve here in British Indian Ocean Territory, just south of Maldives. We're here today with number 16, counted 16, Squad Sanseki, Sparkling Tuna Cup. I am, of course, Yakuzaku of Yakuzaku, and with me today is El Disfrutador de Playas que Troquea Los Melocotones, Light_VIP. How we doing, Light?
What's up, Yaku? It is great to be back. Not gonna lie, I woke up not too long ago because we did have a cast in the morning as well. So our second broadcast of the day, but the most important broadcast because it is the Tuna Cup.
It is. You can see some tuna swimming around where we're at. And, of course, I'm going to have a bit of an interesting bracket coming up here today, as, of course, many other tournaments are going on that most of our regulars are prepared for. But we have quite a couple, and we're going to be starting it off, of course, with a traditional PvP. We're in the top right-hand corner of the map, spawning all the way in the top right-hand corner. We have our Red Protoss player coming out from the land of Korea, representing Team Super. He is Chance. Or Supera.
And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of 2000 Atmospheres LE, we have the Italian Protoss player himself. He is Purple, representing Alpha X. Some know him as a Zound fan, but it is Azura.
Oh, actually on Alpha X. Okay, see, here's what I was thinking, like, I thought literally the name was they're a fan of Zound as long as Zound's on Alpha X. Like me or Mike a fan that a lot of the Oceanian players, the meme that they had for a while.
True. I mean, it's possible that that's still because they're a Zound fan, but they are also on Alpha X, so
Yeah. Oh god.
But yeah, I don't think Azura, maybe they've signed up before for our Sparkling Tuna Cup, but I believe this is our first time casting them for the Sparkling Tuna Cup.
I think I've seen the name on the bracket a couple of times. Of course, I'm trying to make sure I'm not mistaking them for Azura or Azura, two very different players there. But yeah, I think this may be the first time that they've checked in.
Yeah, exactly. And we'll see what the European Protoss player can bring to the table here against someone of the caliber of Chance. Of course, we're in a PvP. A lot of PvPs today, surprisingly. Actually, not surprisingly. It's what we're used to here.
Yeah.
This
is the first time in Tuna.
True. Is Demi the only Zerg player on the bracket? I think.
I believe he is.
Yeah.
Yep.
Not like this, Papi.
Well, at least the only one that we're familiar with.
So, oh boy, as it usually is for Sparkling Tuna Cup, it is a very, very Protoss heavy. So we'll see if we can, handle that and stay sane and retain our sanity, Yaku.
I mean, we've had tournaments where we've casted literally nothing but PvP, haven't we? Although then again, those weren't our own tournaments. So.
ESL Open Cup has prepared us, mate. It's
They have. Although I'm still getting the signal ready, just in case.
Yeah. We have been forged by the flames of ESL Open Cup Asia, and we'll see if this compares. If this has any kind of comparison here. As Chance goes across the map with his 4 Stalkers, does have the Stalker advantage, but with the shield battery done, it looks like Azura should be able to hold on. Ooh, even picks up one of the Stalkers.
Chance a little bit slow to retreat here. Is able to make it out with a couple of his Stalkers, but nonetheless, losing the Stalker battle when you've outnumbered your opponent, not the biggest of deals, but morale victory.
Yeah, bearing in mind that Chance is being pretty aggressive here, finishing up a 3rd gateway, so 3 gates in total, could even be setting up for potentially a proxy 4th gate here across the map as well. The Adepts are doing what they can to kind of poke in and apply pressure, but with this 3rd gateway, Chance will straight up have a higher Stalker count, or he should have a higher Stalker count than his opponent.
Yeah, the Phoenix is dipping in. Will it be able to get the scout off? Nothing to prevent it.
Ooh. There we go. So Zao, not Zao.
Yeah, it's confusing.
I know. Azura does end up getting a full scout of the main base. He's fully aware of the production capability of Chance, and going for a robo is the correct call. Defensively, we know how powerful Immortals can be.
Did he just scout the pylon? He might have.
He barely did not.
Oh, well, nonetheless, he knows that Chance is gonna be aggressive coming his way. I like that he already has a ton of sentries here. He is sending out a lot of Halukes though, which is fine. You know, you want to be able to get eyes on your opponent, but if Chance does move out anytime soon, it's not the greatest. You don't want to be out of energy on your sentries.
You're not wrong, mate. You're not wrong. And this is an important scout here because we do see Azura goes for follow-up scout, confirms that Chance is looking to take a third base, and now he recognizes, okay, you're backing off. You're no longer being aggressive. You're trying to pivot away from this, especially because Chance lost his first Stalker. Like, he knew that, like, looking at the unit slots tab, like, losing a Stalker like that can be rough. Already, he's like, okay, this isn't going to work. I'm going to try and get out of this instead. But because of that, Azura is going to have a nice lead when it comes to some other things, like upgrades.
Yeah, upgrades, tech, the third base, pretty much everything going on here. It's not really something that is that noticeable early on, but losing that one Stalker really did halt all the momentum Chance had with his build.
Yeah, in a mirror matchup, you cannot afford to make mistakes like that and throw away Stalkers like that. Oh boy, so honestly, Azura is looking in a pretty good position right now. There's a lot going his way. You kind of listed them all off, and Chance has to come back. Has to find a way to come back, and it's not impossible. In this mirror matchup, sure, he may be behind in certain aspects, but +1 hasn't kicked in yet. You know, the Immortals aren't here yet either. Like, there's definitely opportunity to deal damage.
Yeah, deal damage, maybe make good use of Chrono Boost. But for now, we see the chances looking to be a little bit more aggressive here. He doesn't have to commit too hard. Just needs to pick off a couple of units here and there without losing his own.
Exactly. So far, the Blink Micro is pretty good from both players. Neither one of them loses anything, and because we have a shield battery already set up, Azura will be able to hold on to this base. At the same time, 2 Adepts do sip on in, and a couple of probes get picked off.
And with that, Chance takes the worker lead. It's a start.
Yeah, it has a pretty substantial lead as well. I'm a little bit surprised here, but he has been chronoing his heart out. He has been making nothing but workers. We can see that Azura is actually stopped probing. Oh, interesting. This is intentional from Azura.
Yeah, I'm looking at that Warp Prism being produced right now, and I'm looking at an Immortal waddle across the map. Chance, I hope you got some defenses set up, buddy.
Oh boy. I like how we're going through everything, and it's like, yo, Chance has the worker lead. And it's like, oh yeah, he does. It's like, does he really want that worker lead right now?
It's like, he has the worker lead. Yes, worker lead.
Exactly, mate. So far, the force fields are pretty good. The concaves from both players. Force fields even being thrown down here for Azura. Chance really struggling to really get that surface area on the army of his opponents. And now Azura even blinks forward. Question mark? Uh-oh.
Definitely a very questionable blink there. He's fighting without the support of his Immortals. Chance just blinks on forward, takes out that War Prism, but does he sacrifice too many Stalkers to get that?
Oh, exactly. What's important is that, sure, that was a questionable blink, but then the Immortals actually came into play. They packed such a massive punch here. Azura does push on forward, but with the charge loads and without the reinforcements, Chance is defending.
Yeah, that was definitely a costly maneuver there for Chance, but it was a maneuver he needed to make in that situation. He could not afford to let Azura, I almost said down again, reinforce that position. And just like that, balls much more in Chance's court.
Exactly. Like, honestly, sniping that Warp Prism as well was very key there. Like, if that Warpin had finished, honestly, Azura probably would have won the game. We saw we saw how close that fight was. With the Warpin, the Immortals would have been protected as well. But with all of this, Chance is holding on. He has his economy lead. He's taking a 4th base. And what's important is that Azura isn't probing behind this. Like, it is still all in.
We've went all the way back around that cycle light of Chance has the worker lead, Chance has the worker lead, back into Chance has the worker lead.
Chance has the worker lead. Let's go. Bit of a Zealot Rumble here, does get intercepted at the same time. Here comes the main army, tries to go forward. He needs to try and focus down that Immortal. So far so good. Chance keeps it alive. Oh no.
There's a warp prism to micro. There's a warp prism to micro, and that immortal will go down. Battery overcharge not quite available at this position just yet. It is on cooldown as it was popped in the 4th base location. Azura, with the follow-up warp prism, with the follow-up reinforcements, is finally starting to overcome the army of Chance.
Exactly. I think Chance
Who has the worker lead.
He has the worker lead, Papi. Chance, I'm sure he thought that after he killed the War Prism, that was the end of the aggression. He was trying to macro up, but GG gets called. Azura, with the second wave, overcomes and takes the lead in this series.
Yeah, not the workers, but in the score, definitely. Yeah, Chad's being a little bit too greedy there, going for that 4th base so early on. Perhaps if he hadn't, then Azura might not have been prompted so much to try to end the game then and there. Obviously, you know, Azura wouldn't have seen as much of an opportunity, and of course, knowing how far behind he was economically, he knew, I need to kill him now.
Oh yeah. He knew, mate, and oh my god. Unfortunately, Chance just misread the situation after defending. You know, he didn't go for any kind of follow-up scout to basically, he needed to see if that 3rd was getting probed up, what the probe count was looking like, if there was a 4th on the way. But he took a chance and gambled wrong. Oh boy. But yeah, with that, for me, surprisingly, Azura has the lead in the series. I say surprisingly because looking at the bracket, without players like Bjorn, without players like Keen, without our top tier Terran players, I do feel like Chance, he may arguably be the favorite.
Shot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough to really judge. To me, I look at this bracket and I think the top 2 in contention are definitely Chance and Art. But Chance has been kind of on the rise in the past couple of weeks, even though Art is still, to this day, our top seed in Sparkling Tuna Cup. So, a bit of a toss-up between them, and then a bit of a wild card I'd throw in would be Demi. But Azura, really impressing us, as we continue this series on to Glittering Ashes, LE. We're in the bottom left-hand corner of the map, spawning all the way in the bottom left-hand corner. We have our red Protoss player coming up from the land of Korea. He, of course, is going to be representing Team Super, or Team Supera. He is Chance.
And spawning in the top right-hand corner of Glittering Ashes LE, we have the Italian Protoss player himself. He is purple, representing Alpha X. It is Azura.
And we have confirmation here from Kuro. Yeah, today we have, I believe, 8 Protoss players and 1 Zerg player.
I thought I woke up, Yaku. The nightmare isn't over.
Still going on. How bad was it in Home Story Cup NA when I was asleep? How many Protoss players were there?
You can imagine. Top 4 was nothing but PvP. I was casting with Asher. I'm like, I'm sorry, Asher. There's only Protoss left. Oh god. A bit of a, I don't know if I would say spoiler. Check out the VODs. We had some very good games. There was an upset and Scarlet got knocked out relatively early. So because of the death of Scarlet and eventually Vindicta did fall as well, they were the only, like, they were the highest placing Zergs and Terrans respectively. It was all about Protoss after that.
I can imagine so. You know, the Can Man, he really rallied the call. All his fellow NA Protoss players.
He really did, mate. He really did. Oh boy, and we'll see if the call was heard here in the sea as well. Oh god. So far, the openers are looking pretty standard. No one's being aggressive. You know, we have a Stalker Sentry for both players.
Yeah, I don't think either of our players are going to be too aggressive here. Moved across the map too quickly. It'll be, at least they're going to try to play it out a bit more reactive with Halukes.
Yeah, no one is trying to be cheeky with early adepts or anything like that, or early Stalker aggression. Nothing going on. And it makes a lot of sense because we are on a larger map, but I would assume that Azura, like the previous game, would want to try and hit a timing later on. was a very strong timing that we saw, and obviously Chance was a lot more comfortable in a later game, and I do feel like Chance should be favored if the game is a little bit more standard, is a little bit more straight up.
Yeah, definitely. He's one of those players who isn't as comfortable in the early game compared to a lot of the other Protoss players that we've casted here on this channel, even in this tournament. But once he gets to that stable 4-base economy, I wouldn't even say the late game, just the mid game, he's looking so solid. He'll just be able to send out timing attack after reinforcing timing attack one after another.
Yeah, we'll see what the approach to PvP is here. Meanwhile, Kuro is letting us know that we do have one. I think Blue Knight is a Terran player, so technically we have.
Yes,
we have.
It is balanced. We have one of each.
We have at least one of each.
Balance has been achieved.
Technically correct, Yaku. Oh god. Yeah. So we'll see how this goes.
Watch it be a TVZ finals.
Oh, the dream, Papi, the dream. But Chance is looking to be a little bit more of the aggressor here. We do see no additional gateways this time, but we do see a very fast forge for very fast +1.
Yeah, whatever I said earlier on about Chance, just disregard it. I see this like the larger maps, like Glittering Ashes.
Oh god, exactly. This is scouted, by the way, so Azura has full scouting information. Again, hallucinations are king in this matchup, and Azura now knows, ooh, okay, I'm gonna be down when it comes to the overall quality of my Stalkers. I'm gonna have to try and catch up in some way, whether it's go for a Forge of my own and try and, you know, make up for that kind of disparity, or go into Immortals, go into Robo.
Yeah, we'll see what he ends up choosing in the end here. Might be a little bit too late to get more gateways, so you think? I mean, it's still possible, but it's probably safer to go for Immortals.
Yeah, it is definitely still possible. We'll see. I mean, he does deny the scouting of one of these hallucinations. Chance did confirm that a 3rd base was being thrown down, so he knows there's no like any weird like 2-base all-in or anything like that coming down. But there it is. More sensible. Robo gets thrown down.
Oh. Probes, or Adepts, sorry, are able to sneak in and attack some of these probes with a very quick reaction coming out from Azura. Only one probe goes down.
Ooh, very nice here. Very nice reaction time. You know, not many workers lost here in the end. Meanwhile, Chance is pushing out across the map. Looking to apply a little bit of pressure here to his opponent's 3rd base. Meanwhile, 4 probes went down.
What?
Oh, the Adepts, okay.
The Adepts, right,
so
right.
Like, they got some chance for workers.
Yeah, that makes a lot more sense.
Oh my god, they're not stopping, Yaku, they're not stopping!
That's a lot of workers starting to go down. 7 times as many as went down for Azura there. A Chance definitely feeling a lot of pressure to push in, but the force fields are looking fantastic right now. I almost sit down again. Azura.
Yeah, bearing in mind this is hitting with +1, but because of the force fields, Chance had a really awkward engagement. He couldn't get the concave off that he really wanted to, and despite having that upgrade, he wasn't able to break through the defenses of Azura. And now Azura has a shield battery, has overcharge, even things up when it comes to the worker count. Oh, and now it's time for Azura to power on up gateway-wise.
Yeah, that's a lot of gates starting to finish up here. With the completion of these additional 4, Zaun is going to have that. Yeah, I said it. Azura is going to have that lucky number of 8 gates. Warp is on the way. I think we're going to see a little bit of a repeat of game number 1, but of course the dynamic's going to be a little bit different since Chance does have that upgrade lead.
Yeah, and he's going to maintain that lead. We do have +2 on the way behind this as well. So Chance, even though the +1 timing didn't really work out his way, he can hit a future +2 timing instead. He has his own gateway explosion on the way. So these gateways should finish up by the time the army of Azura gets across the map. And Azura is going to be able to reinforce this with Zealots, and that will be able to help nullify those upgrades as well.
Yeah, Zealots with their armor don't really care about the attack upgrades that Protoss is getting here.
Yeah, exactly. Meanwhile,
click on port.
Yeah, with the higher gateway count here, Azura just hopes that a mass amount of these Stalkers has far enough to overwhelm the army of Chance, but he backs it up. He does have the overcharge.
And the overcharge is popped. Azura fighting far outside of battery overcharge range. The warp is in a lot of danger. But we'll be able to make it out of here unless... Is Azura gonna blink? He blinks. Chance, I mean, gonna blink right on top of Azura's warp prism.
Yeah.
And we'll be able to chase this all the way back. That's the power of +1.
Exactly, with the power of shutting down that warp prism, that means the aggression of Azura has ended. Now it is time for the pendulum to swing in favor of Chance. He's getting his own warp gate up and running. +2 is going to finish up in a couple of seconds in time for this push, and he's going to have a 2-0 upgrade advantage. And I assumed that with this robot we were going to be seeing immortals, but no, Azura is still relying on just a gateway army. Is going to have the high ground, is going to have an overcharge. Is that going to be enough though?
Yeah, it's definitely a little bit questionable coming out from Azura, but he's trying to keep Chance busy here, setting out run-bys here and there.
Oh, yeah, he forces a warping back at home, forces some Stealth to stay at home as well, but Chance is coming across the map. He has the army advantage right now. Azura trying to get this fourth up and running, is trying to muster some kind of defense. Oh god, I don't know if he can do it though. We'll see.
Oh, can he blink on the warpism? He does not want to, not when there's that entire army of Chance just underneath it.
Oh, yeah, exactly. And this time there are no sentries, there are no force fields. Overcharge popped a little bit prematurely, to be honest. We had some flanking stalkers try and shut down that prism, but Chance keeps it alive.
Wow. What a good position here with all the zealots to shut down those stalkers earlier on. A couple of Archons being popped now just to be able to deal with the zealots of Azura a little bit easier.
Yeah, exactly. And we do see Chance rotate around as well. Does dive on top of a lot of these stalkers. They do have a mass warping coming in, but with these Archons, with these Immortals, with these +2 Blink Stalkers, I don't know if it's going to be enough. +1 does finish for Azura, but GG gets called.
I just looked at the army supply towards the end there, like, was 75 versus 9. That's definitely rough. GG, well played. Chance able to tie things up sideways 1-1.
Oh, GG. Well played there, well played. Again, a very nice making use of that forge first, of not necessarily forge, of that fast forge, I should say, of that +2 timing. Very powerful there for Chance. Things were looking a little bit dicey for him when Azura came out across the map, but again, it was very committed, and we saw how quickly he fell off overall when it comes to the quality of that army.
Yeah, maybe if you warped in Zealots instead of Stalkers, then might have had a different scenario going on, but I mean, it's just glittering ashes, man. It's such a wide open map that by the time he did hit, Chance already was getting an Immortal halfway done. He was already set up with shield batteries and whatnot.
Oof. Yeah, he was really well set up there, and now we are going all the way to the ace match, and I feel a little bit privileged about this. Like,
yeah, I was definitely expecting a bit of a one-sided series here. Chance, without a doubt, was the favorite coming into this, but what making a full series out of it, or our players rather are making a full series out of it.
Yeah, again, when it comes to some of these European players, we're not too familiar with them. Again, this is the first time we are casting Azura, so they are making a name for themselves, at least to us. And we'll see how far he can go here. Meanwhile, we did get an update, a rough update. Exo Striker did to Odemi.
Wow. Nicely done there by Exo Striker. And I will say that for Demi fans out there, do not fret at all, because for the first time in the Sparkling Tuna Cup, we actually have a double elimination bracket.
True. This is a first time for us. Unfortunately, a lot of players have been busy, resting after DreamHack, getting ready for GSL, because the GSL season did just begin. I was checking, and Bjorn actually is playing a show match right now, so that's why Bjorn isn't here. So because of that, it does kind of open things up for potentially a new champion if anyone can stop Art.
Yeah, we'll see. Man, let me try to get you into this lobby.
Yeah, all good. All good. We are getting ready here for the ace match. Oh, and the ace match gonna be one of them smaller maps, mate.
I love this. Going from the largest map in the pool straight into the smallest. Yeah, some people think that I don't. Some people think that when I say something like that, it's concerning. But I live for that. I live for that rush.
I get you, mate. I get you. I live for it as well, mate. Let's go. PvP on Berlingrad. How is this going to turn out? Winner of this series moves on to face another Protoss, because we're going to get a lot of them.
Yeah. So strap yourselves in right now for the ace match of this PvP on Berlingrad LE. We're in the top left-hand corner map, spawning all the way in the top left-hand corner. We have a red Protoss player coming out from the land of Korea. He, of course, is going to be representing Team Super, or Supera. He is Chance.
And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Berlingrad LE, we have the Italian Protoss player himself representing Alpha X. He's the purple Protoss. He is not Rainer, as he has been having a lot of fun off racing recently. It is Azura.
How many Italian Protoss players can you really have, though?
That's a good question. When I think of Italian Protoss players, oh my god, as we have a Forge first, puppy! We have a Forge first!
Coming out from Azura, a couple of pylons already being thrown down right in the face of Chance. Did our Forge finish up? It did.
Yeah, the Forge did finish. The pylons are finishing as well in the main base, but the probe is completely walled off. The second probe, at least, we do have one in the main base, one remaining, but oh my god, it doesn't matter that he's walled off. He's able to still throw down some cannons on low ground.
Yeah, that's the power of throwing down those high ground pylons. And this is long before Chance is going to be able to get a stalker out. He's pulling all of the boys that he can right now to try to get rid of these pylons, but we already have back on pylons in the low ground being set up on the way. A couple of backup cannons as well.
Oh, exactly. Looks like those pylons will end up getting destroyed here, but the cannon finishes up. We do have a Zealot, but eventually the Zealot will be focused down. The probes are doing the best they can to try and force a cancel. That's a kill on one of those cannons.
And Chance might lose a couple of probes, but now he does have a couple of his own cannons
getting
up and running. I don't think they're going to be... Yeah, they're not going to be in range. He can only stop the spread. He can't kill the cannons.
Oh my god. Oh, the cannons of Chance are not going to finish up. This is a nice response to go for his own Forge, but it's not going to work out in the end. He does get a full surround on this cannon on the high ground. Is it going to be enough? Can he kill it before he loses his own cannon?
He does! But what about the other cannons?
Oh no. GG gets gold!
Azura gonna be able to knock down Chance 2-1 in Sparkling Tuna Cup 16. That's why I love Berlingrad, like,
wow,
for PvPs.
GG, well played. I apologize. It took a while to register that it was a Forge first. I was too busy, just like, you know, it's the early game, you know what? It's been so long since I've seen a cannon rush in a PvP, or since we've been able to cast one. But it's great to see one here in Sparkling Tuna Cup and to see it work as well.
Yeah. That's the best feeling.
Wow, GG, well played. Azura moves on, and Azura has an opponent ready for him.
He does. He has another Protoss player. One who is a little bit more wise to the ways of Cannon Rush, though, is what I'll say about that. Our next match is going to be Azura versus Beastwork.
Oh my god, I just what a way to end the series, by the way. Like, part of me, my heart goes out to Chance. You know, he was done dirty. He wanted, I'm sure, a longer game. That's what he's used to. But for a Cannon Rush to get off, yeah, like, again, I was really fond of that Forge response, but we saw that his own cannons were misplaced. A lot of them were within range of his opponent's cannons, and they were being killed before they could even finish.
Yeah, it's simple math. If you have two cannons building in range and one of them is later, then you're gonna lose, and your own cannon is thrown down later. You're gonna lose that battle, unless you have, you know, you have some units that can sort of mitigate that. And you can see that Chance was being a little bit conservative when it came to pulling his workers.
Mhm.
Understandably, he didn't want to lose too many of them very, very early on.
Mhm.
But yeah, maybe. I don't know. I'm definitely with you, Light. My heart goes out to Chance. My heart belongs to Azura. I love that that worked out.
Yeah, true. Doing it in style, mate. And with that, Azura is going to be going up against his next Protoss opponent. Oh boy. And I am a little bit concerned because there are some players that, after being knocked out, because this is the first time we have double elim, you know, some players may not be fully aware of that. Or maybe they are, but they're just done with life because Chance, as soon as he lost the series, he logged out. Chance, come back. There's a lower bracket, puppy. There's a lower bracket.
There's a second shot.
There's a second shot.
You have another opportunity.
Not like this.